If every molecule in my body is going to get broken down and travel at the speed of light, then I want to look fabulous doing it. Greetings, tiny planet explorers. Teleportation sure does get me around the universe quickly, but I'd be lying if I said it didn't make me feel like throwing up a cat. Which, as you can imagine, is strange as I've never ingested a cat. So I was recently invited to make a video on the channel Money Stuff by Nationwide, where I've gone into detail about my first real taste of independence. If this sounds like something that you'd like to listen to with your ears and look at with your eyes, then I'm going to be including an annotation at the end of this video. Talking about one of my significant first-time experiences got me thinking about other first times of mine. So I tweeted asking you guys to ask me some questions. What am I doing? Let's do this. I guess you could say I'm drinking pee. Meg Barrett asks, what was your first social media site? Ha. Ha. And another one. Ha. Now, I used to be part of this super cool group of people that used to use their MySpace pages to send a message. You know the kind. Don't lie to me. I can look into your soul. It's not pretty. Don't make me do it. My MySpace was plastered with my teenage self's favorite bands. I had Blink-182 lyrics in my biography, and my top 8 friends. Oh, don't get started on my top 8 friends. It was meticulously ordered using all sorts of quadratic equations to make sure that the level of friendship was correctly and accurately represented. MySpace wasn't just a social media website. MySpace was its own period of time. You know how you got like the Ice Age and the Stone Age? There was the MySpace age. What an awful period of time it was. That was really weird. Ariana asks, what was the first story you wrote that you were proud of? So, something you may or may not know about me is that storytelling has always been my thing. When I was a lot younger in school, my favorite things were afternoons on a Wednesday, because the work we were given to do was to write a story about anything we wanted. I loved being that kid with the stories that everybody else in the class would look forward to hearing most. That was an amazing feeling. So I would say any one of those hyper-surrealist stories that I wrote as a kid in class would have made me realize that I was proud of what I'd made. I bet if I read them again now, they'd be shit. Intermission fun fact. Did you know that my first slurp was actually on my side channel? I never intended slurping to be the core of this series, or for it to be a series at all. I just happened to be bored one day at university, drinking some tea and answering some questions. And we're back. Marky asks, what was your first video game experience? Hey Marky, let me set up a little scene for you there. It was a crisp winter morning. I was 5 years old and my family took me out for a surprise visit to Toys R Us. And as a kid, that was the shit. We strolled to the video game aisle and my dad picked out this monolith of a box. It was the Super Mario All-Stars Special Edition Super Nintendo. We took it home and cared for it as if it was the family pet. After watching my dad and sister play the games for a decent amount of time, it was my turn. I was ready to play Super Mario Bros. For the first time. I plugged in the cartridge, I grabbed a controller, and I set off on my journey. I proceeded to walk into the first Goomba and die. No one dies at the first Goomba. Like, what? Jard asks, what's the first photo ever taken on your phone? You know what, Jard? This question is flawed. I often transfer all of the photos from my phone to my computer to clear up some space. So the first photo on here isn't the first photo I've ever taken, but it's currently... Okay, so currently the first photo on my phone is a picture of Emma Blackery fondling some slime. Context? That'd be good. You want it? It's going. You want the context? It's going out the door. Uh-oh. Here it goes. Oh no. Going. Okay, I'm sorry, I couldn't leave like that. You want the context, I'm gonna give it to you because I like you. Emma played a slime creature in my film Oscar's Hotel. So before I dumped a bucket of goop on her head, I let her get acquainted with the slime, befriend it, become one with the slime. For character development, of course. Yep, that was why. Okay, and so finally, this question has come up quite a lot, and it's what's the story of your first girlfriend? Okay, so to protect her identity from embarrassment, I'm gonna be calling her Gru. Okay, so me and Gru were very much in love. We shared our sandwiches together. We'd sit next to each other in class. I even used some of my lunch money on one of those gumball machines to get one of those fluorescent candy rings that I was going to present to her in front of the entire class. You know, I thought this was it. I thought this was the moment. It was all going to happen. I thought, hey, one day I'm going to have me some Gru themed kids. Is what went through my tiny little brain at the time. So one fateful day during class, I stood up in front of the class and I was doing my show and tell. I was showing off my cool guy denim jacket. Now this was the 90s, so denim jackets were still totally in. So I finish up my show and tell and I get the ring ready. The ring from the gumball machine. The stupid fluorescent green plastic ring from the gumball machine. I fumble about trying to get it. I grab it and pull it out of my pocket. And you know what I do? I farted. I farted in front of the whole class. I still remember the tone and the pitch. I remember the note. It whistled a G major. It whistled a G major. It was a G major part, okay? Okay? So you can imagine how traumatic the entire experience was. I farted in front of everyone. You know, in primary school, that's social suicide. All eyes and some noses locked on me. It was totally soul-destroying, if I'm going to be putting it lightly here. So this totally grossed out Urkel grew, and after school that day in the cloakroom, she dumped me. Dumped because of a fart. Can you process that? Because it took me a while. Everyone does it, Urkel grew. The life of a 6-year-old can be rough. Real rough. And I think that's a good note to end on. Go home and have some nightmares about that. I know I did. I hope you've enjoyed coming with me on this first-time themed slurping adventure. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, or even if you sympathize with my Urkel grew story. And let me know some of your significant first-time stories in the comments below. What are some first-time events in your life that have really stood out? Awesome, I'm going back to my home planet. See you later, guys. Thank you very much for watching the video, guys. The magical floating button will send you to the video about my first time independence. So make sure you check that out because it involves baby lion cubs. I know you can't resist baby lion cubs because who can resist baby lion cubs? Cool, see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.